All right. It is time for iCast, your freaking awesome replays. And we had a very fun challenge this past week. We sent out a challenge to the players and we said, pull my finger, Artosis. Find out what Brood War gas, found out what old man gas smells like by only taking one gas geyser at each base, Brood War style. So players who played the challenge were only allowed half the total gas mining per base, essentially. So it's not the most drastic handicap, unless you want to build ravens or something, I guess, in which case just don't. And we'll see exactly how the players adapted and adjusted over this challenge. I think it'll be really fun. Every time I just think of that name, I didn't even come up with that name. I think it was Eon Blue, and I can just hear Tasteless just be like, "Here, Artosis, pull my finger," and Artosis is like, he's just like, Nick, I don't want to pull your finger, man. Like, I know you're gonna fight. He's like, just pull my finger. You'll be surprised. Artosis finally pulls it. Tasteless lets out this absolutely destructoid fart of doom, and Artosis just rolls his eyes. They really are the Bert and Ernie of StarCraft and some of my favorite people. So let's see exactly how this challenge went, guys. Over here in the bottom left-hand side in the red, it is none other than Ben Dover. I just got the name as I read it. Ben Dover. Right. Yeah. Up here in the top right, potentially an even more fantastic name. And yes, I believe this is a Silver League game, so this is going to be freaking awesome. In the top right, in the blue, it's Jizzard of Oz. And everyone's always like, why do you think it's so funny, Pig? Yes, 12-year-olds like to give their accounts funny names. I guarantee you these two players are probably in their 30s. Like, let's be real. It's always the person with the ridiculous name who's the, like you know, it's likes to put thumb in butt is the guy on Reddit who's actually a constitutional attorney. You know, does a high level, like, bloody political law cases and stuff. You're like, likewise, I'm sure these two players are also probably very high-powered individuals outside of their StarCraft careers. But anyway, an interesting gas steal to start things off from Ben Dover, who's already not playing the challenge. So Ben Dover was like, haha, I'm going to steal your gas. Little does he know, Jizzard of Oz is clearly the one playing the challenge. He was never even allowed to take that gas. Though I think his Zealot did enjoy killing a refinery and an SCV. Didn't even get cancelled. Actually, did he kill the SCV? He did, right? Yeah, he did. Check it out. We can see lost an SCV and a refinery. And he's taking that gas on the natural to try and ramp up production. He's going to go Plasma Shield. Oh, God. Okay, this is going to be an interesting game. We can see both players in the 30s of APM. For the equivalents, let's imagine an Olympic sprinter. You've got kind of, you know, best runner in the world is about your 400, 500 APM. So this is like kind of watching two people walk slightly above average pace when they're going down to the shops to buy some milk. You know, it's the speed these players are playing at. It is truly frantic and frenetic if you're in a nursing home. And we're watching here the chase to end all chases. The Zealot trying to walk home and bend over, microing his heart out. You could see he was actively clicking it. But because of that, he's floating 600 minerals. He's not macroing at home. And look at this incredible micro on both sides. The Reaper sidestep says, nah, I'm going to bypass you, go into your main, and go after your probes. Bend over here, a gas steal into a Reaper harass. What is this, Grandmaster League or some shit? Doesn't manage to actually kill more than a single probe. And now is still microing around, has not spent any money at home in the last 2 minutes. But is still microing the Reaper in circles to literally no effect. I think Bendover thinks he's winning because he's running circles. It's kind of embarrassing the probes and the Zealots. But when it comes to raw actual playing of the game, he gets chased into the cannon. He could have walked around. So he microed a Reaper there for 2 minutes, doing nothing at home during it. And the benefit of that, of course, was nothing. He killed one probe. Wait, he didn't even kill a probe, did he? He got a Zealot. He only got the Zealot. He didn't even kill a probe. Never mind. And has finally made an orbital in the main. Has queued up 4 SCVs on the natural just before when he came home. Starport's down. So Bendover's got a bunker, has a few Marines, but is not really ramping up the production. Now, on the other hand, let's be real, Jizzard of Oz only has 1 gate as well. Has started a Zealot, a Stalker, has a Twilight Council. Is going to build 3-4 gateways. Oh my, Jizzard of Oz knows how to queue things up, which already puts him, I think, mechanically far in the lead in this matchup. Now, unfortunately, is completely walling himself in his own base. I'm not sure if he even realizes he's doing that. Jizzard of Oz has just completely walled himself, and he's then realized and cancelled. He says, wait a second. I probably shouldn't cement over my own door. How will I buy groceries? Good thinking from Jizzard of Oz. Good thinking. Does keep his base open for now. And we'll see where he goes. Is he going to get an upgrade on the Twilight Council, maybe? Maybe? No. Third base for Bendover. Mega macro. But he doesn't have any production, does he? Is he going to go for a 4th command center as well? What is this? No. We're going to go for... Are we going to have less than 1 production structure per base? So for those who don't know, you can support like 5 production structures a base almost. At least 3 or 4. Bendover is going 4 bases off 3 production structures. Like, the standard rule of Terran is you go 5 barracks, a factory, and a starport. And that's good 2-base production, you know? All with add-ons as well, right? That's good 2-base production. Instead, we're building 1 Liberator while going up to 4 bases. I think if Bendover's given enough time, we're going to see an epic build-up. I do wonder if he's ever going to spend his money on actual fighting things, though, other than a single tank and bunker. Meanwhile, Jizzard of Oz is going mass Blink Stalker with no Warp Gate. He started Warp Gate just 1 minute ago. So we're going to see mass +1 Blink Stalkers. Now, I've talked a lot about Blink Stalkers as one of the least cost-efficient units in the game, unless they are paired with exceptional micro, right? Unless they're paired with exceptional micro. So unless you are parting and you're blinking them back and you're attacking and teleporting away and doing hit and run tactics, the Stalker, if you don't handle it with real finesse and care, it really is just lighting a $100 bill on fire. They are so bloody expensive. Their damage output is pretty low. They're not that tanky. Yes, they shoot up and shoot down, but that's about the only good thing you can say about them. So I am looking forward to seeing how Jizzard of Oz, who's playing with about, what, 40, 44 average APM, manages to do actually anything with them. I have a feeling it's going to get nasty. The Liberator comes in, Jizzard of Oz. Let's go to Jizzard of Oz's camera. He realizes only loses 3 probes and a Stalker. He's now going to walk that Stalker into the Lib zone. Oh, he actually can reach it from there. Well done. I guess that Lib is kind of sieging underneath himself, isn't he? Stalker does take that one out. Meanwhile, look at that. A 2 Stalker pressure comes in and denies a command center. It has to float home. Behind this. What? What the fuck? What am I was like, 5 barracks, a factory, and a starport. He's like, what's that? 5 starports, a barracks, and a factory. I'm like, no. 5 barracks, a factory, and a starport. Bendover just looks me dead center in the eye and goes, yes, that's what I said. 5 starports, a barracks, and a factory. No. 5 barracks, a factory, and a starport. He goes, yes, 5 starports, a barracks, and a factory. What is wrong with you? I'm saying exactly what you're saying. You're not saying what I'm saying, Bendover. You're not meant to mass Vikings. It makes no sense. You are a silly person. These Vikings are going to fly over. They're realizing they can't hit ground. They're going to actually... He knows how to transform into ground move. Ground into landing. Does take out those Stalkers, and these command centers are going back down. Bendover. Massing Vikings. I'll tell you what, Stalkers are pretty good versus Vikings, guys. If the Vikings land, they actually beat Stalkers, funnily enough. But there's some Zealots coming in. I mean, the Zealots don't have shoes, though. There's no shoes. +2 Plasma Shields is on the way. And a double Robo as well. Still only on 1 gas at base. Meanwhile, the gas hoarder. The gas hoarder that is Bendover. I would never call him a whore. Let's be real, though. That's a lot of gas. He's got 1,800 gas, 2k minerals. And he's going, you know what? 6 Vikings at a time wasn't enough. I'm going to build 4 reactors. I need 10 Vikings at a time. And he's like moving this tank forward. It's still 5 Marines, 1 tank, and nothing but Vikings. This is... sometimes I actually look at players in Silver League and I go, this guy legitimately is figuring out how to play the game. But then there's players like Bendover where I'm like, I don't know if they're trying to win in the silliest way possible, or they legitimately think mass Viking is a good thing. Because this is probably one of the worst compositions you could go. It's literally an air superiority fighter against someone who's not building flying units. Vikings are like a real specialty unit where their land ability is for number one, trolling people, and number two, if they already killed all the air units, I guess they can kind of help on the ground. Bendover's like, nah, man, I'm gonna make 10 Vikings at a time. Haha. But isn't even harassing them. Like, at least be landing them in mineral lines or something. He's like, nah, that's cool. I just need to get triple armory for them as well. Does he think you need vehicle weapons? Oh no. I think Bendover is gonna go ship weapons, ship armor, and then also vehicle weapons for when he lands the Vikings. He's like, yeah, they need vehicle weapons for when they land. No, it's the same upgrade. This ship weapons helps them when they're landed as well as when they're in the air. It's the same unit. It's not like they change their guns, man. I guess they are shooting Gatling guns rather than rockets. Still, absolute nonsense play here from Bendover. Meanwhile, Jizzard of Oz, a little behind in the macro earlier on, is catching on up. It's taking another gas. Both players giving each other tons of space in this game. And I think this is the perfect point to say, guys, thank you for watching. If you're finding yourself watching this, I hope you are impressed, because I was not expecting people to mass plasma shield upgrade stalkers. But what you should do is you might go, these players are bad, I'm better than that. Remember, ICYFAR is not about the best games, it is about the most unique. What we are looking for is the diamond in the rough. We are looking for the Aladdin in amongst the other homeless dudes stealing food and living in the bad streets of Agrabah. You know, we are looking for interesting plays. We are looking for unique games. And we do have a new challenge for those who don't know. And I'm trying to remember it and I've already forgot. It's plot twist. It's plot twist. That's it. Tech switch multiple times to get the better of your opponent. So maybe you go a whole lot of Ling Bane, your opponent starts building Colossus, bam, build a big round of Corruptors. Maybe you're going Mass Marine, they make a whole bunch of Storm, bam, you get Ghost. I don't know, there's like 1,000 ways you can tech switch in StarCraft. There is unlimited flexibility. Send your replays in, guys. So play that for the next week, get it on, get it going, and show me what you got. I am very keen. As always, information is in the YouTube description, as well as exclamation mark ICYFAR in my Twitch chat for the up-to-date challenge. Oh my god, that is such a small Protoss army! Jizzard is getting destroyed, dude! Jizzard is getting absolutely destroyed. The mass Viking comes in and Bendover says, hey mate, how would you like to bend over? You get it? You see what I did there? We see what you did, Ben. We see. Now, unfortunately for Bendover, there's two robos building Immortals right now. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Vikings versus Immortals, but this tech switch, shall I say, from Jizzard of Oz may actually be enough to bend over. You know what I'm saying? We got 6 Immortals there. That's a lot of Vikings. Actually, they get positioned on top of the ramp. They might still do okay. They're going to go for a huge counterattack. They don't have any upgrades just yet, but their 1-1 will be finishing in about 15 seconds. The Zealots go down, and that cannon falls. The Immortals are going to try and fight up their own ramp, but they're going to funnel in and only be fighting one at a time. Look at that arc of Vikings. Good micro by Jizzard to try to move in. Look at how quickly those Vikings evaporate. Stalkers blinking in to try and tank a little for those Immortals. Oh my god, Immortals just destroy against Vikings, man. Look at how quickly they smash them. And you can see Jizzard of Oz, these two Immortals are just destroying. They're running away, then they're realizing, wait a second, we're the big boys in this fight, we can win it. A slow Stalker warp in will help finish things off. And oh my god, that was 39 Vikings just died. Only 4 Immortals went down. Yes, 19 Stalkers, 20 Zealots, and they did clear the main of probes, so not bad in terms of the economic damage. And you know what? The macro might just be too big. Bendover. Oh, it's a bit starved for gas now, though. Bendover hasn't put workers on the new gases, has just been chowing through that earlier gas bank this whole game. So even though round 2 of Vikings is coming in, they're not going for the expansions where they could actually win the game. They're going to land on top of the Immortals. Bendover has found the one strong point of Jizzard of Oz and has decided to engage it head on. But you know what? Maybe he just has power overwhelming. those Vikings land, they eliminate the 2 Immortals, they take out those Stalkers. I think Bendover might actually win this game with Mass Viking. Jizzard of Oz trying to do slow Stalker warp-ins. 2 more Immortals will come out, though. That's going to kind of pair up. I can't believe Bendover has not killed those units while warping in. Jizzard of Oz is going to try to engage those 2 Immortals, are all that stands between him and defeat. That Immortal's not even fighting! Oh no, he's going to lose an Immortal because it wasn't even fighting. This Immortal is killing a lot of Vikings. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, unless he can get out 2 more Immortals. That being said, Bendover is not really moving in to kill the production. It's actually a full-on A move at this point. So these Zealots actually are going to come up. Slow Zealots, are they going to... No. Slow Zealots are actually going to do this, I think. Bendover is like, okay, we'll lift those Vikings, try and get him out of it. Is he just going to land there? Please, just move their land and die. That would have been hilarious. Jizzard of Oz says, Mass Viking, what count is that? I think a single carrier seems like a good idea. Goes to the absolute most nonsense response. Lands on top of the cannon battery Immortal. How does Bendover so consistently find the strongest position to land on top of? That Immortal is doing a lot of damage. No battery overcharge. The Zealots come down a little bit late to the party. Oh my god, slow Zealots are so immobile, but the Vikings don't do any bonus damage. You can see the Vikings are only doing 13 damage a shot. More Vikings land in the main that are actually doing quite all right here. These Vikings starting to clear out these Zealots. I think the Zealots will just barely win that fight on the natural. Up in the main, only 1 Viking was shooting the Zealots while they were warping in, and the mass Viking assault seems to be held. Every single oh my god, Jizzard of Oz is not even attacking. Finally. Round 13 of headbutting into the 2 base rather than, I don't know, checking elsewhere. Bendover thinks this is the only potential area that Jizzard could have expanded. Has no idea about these 2 bases. Has finally put some workers on the gases. So has a bit more mining. Please don't land on the Immortal Zealot again. Oh my god. Jizzard of Oz here is literally like, I have 1 gun and the other guy is like putting the barrel in his mouth and trying to pull the trigger. There is... Bendover is so far ahead in terms of being able to mass produce units, but is building the worst unit to engage Immortal Zealot in the entire game and is sticking to it. Imagine if some libs came out. There's nothing that shoots up except cannons for the Protoss. And yet this player, Bendover, is showing that he is literally incapable of a tech switch. There's no plot twists in this game. Bendover's like, no, I'm gonna make Vikings. Okay, Bendover, and what's the next step after the Vikings? Gotta make more Vikings. Okay. What if they counter your Vikings? Gotta make more. Okay, so what if they have units that counter the Vikings? Gonna land on top of them. Okay. All right. I think we're starting to see the depth and breadth of Bendover's strategy at this point. Thankfully, those SCVs were screaming so hard, the Zealots felt bad, decided to go home, despite being in an amazing position and doing massive damage. The Vikings are going to come in here. Once again, another slow Zealot warp-in. Jizzard doesn't know how slow versus fast Zealot warp-ins work. Oh. For those who don't know, basically, a pylon needs to be close to either a nexus or a warp gate, and it becomes a fast warp-in pylon. Otherwise, these ones, they're too far away. They're slow warp-in pylons. So if you warped in off that pylon, either of those 2 pylons, that pylon or that pylon, these are all fast warp-in pylons. These ones are all too far away from the nexus. But for some reason, he keeps warping in on the slow ones. He says, there are the carriers. So Bendover's like, I knew he'd go carriers eventually. If I just kept building Vikings, I knew the Protoss would be smart enough to build the 1 unit that I hard counter. So he was actually playing the long con. Bendover's here. Jizzard of Oz is like, he's definitely going to stop building Vikings at some point, and that's when carriers will be perfect. Still, I mean, he's actually got Zealot legs now. He's got charge. Holy crap. He's actually got some good upgrades as well. I do love that vehicle weapons got made, by the way, once again, just to highlight that fact. Doesn't actually affect... Oh, wait. He got it for the 1 tank. Never mind, guys. Sorry, I shouldn't be criticizing. +1 weapons for a single siege tank. It was my bad. Oh, catches the Zealot warp in. Oh, ow. Takes that one out. All the Zealots go down. Unfortunately for Bendover, is not taking new bases, right? Is out of gas there. This base is running out of gas. And is still just massing Vikings. So, I mean, the thing is, I feel like you could brute force your opponent with Vikings if you kept taking bases and gases. But look at Jizzard going all tryhard, queuing up Zealot, Immortal counterattack. The Immortal, unfortunately, can't quite keep up with those super fast Zealots. And the Vikings are going to find it again. Wait, what the fuck? Why are they down here? Oh, is he looking for pylons? Or is... I mean, that looked almost like he was cheating, right? This bend over player. He's going to land on the Zealots. Oh, okay. The Zealots take out one Viking. Can they get a second? They cannot. There's an Immortal there. They land on the Immortal. They're like, hello. Goodbye. That one Immortal just falls to the ground, bleeding out that blue plasma or whatever the hell it is. And still carriers on the way here. Oh, this is peak StarCraft right here. Guys, for those of you tuning into ICYFAR today, you're like, I want to see some high-level StarCraft. Please, Pig, can you show me some good games? Well, we said, you know what? We don't want to show you good games. Fuck that. Fuck you guys. I don't care about you, audience. I don't care about you. I want to show you great games. And that's exactly what this is. This is peak StarCraft. Like, let's actually go into Bendover's camera and get inside the mind of the Bendover, okay? So you can actually see what he has selected in the bottom right now. He's building a command center in the bottom right. I just knocked 2 keys off my keyboard. Give me a moment. Yeah. He's looking around. He's like, some of these SCVs aren't mining. Oh, the command center goes down. Bendover's like, okay, all right, boys, it's time. Wait. He's not even going to fight the army? Oh, he's going to try and base trade it. Bendover, what a daredevil. He's like, yeah, fuck it, man. I don't care if your army's right there. I mean, to be real, I don't think it can beat 8 Immortals. He's going to go across the map and try to initiate a base trade. He's got command centers building in the bottom right. That could work out. Jizzard here is doing an let's attack with 1 Immortal and 2 Zealot attack rather than the whole army. The Vikings are going to answer, though. They're going to dive into that main base. There's a lot of cannons and batteries everywhere, though. Already, Vikings starting to fall to these cannons, and at least 2 Vikings go down. A lot of them taking damage as well. Meanwhile, Jizzard of Oz, look at the way he's base trading. A single carrier attacking and nothing else. The Vikings, meanwhile, rallying straight past this army, so they are all going to die up there. Vikings taking out the buildings. Look at these Vikings just AFK. Jizzard says, oh, no, I don't want to fight you unless you're fighting back. This single bunker getting ignored manages to kill, like, 1 Zealot. Oh, mass Zealot warping in. But they're going to attack up the ramp, aren't they? So if Jizzard pulled back and fought with the cannons and batteries, these Zealots would be really good. If they attack up the choke point, it's going to be literally the worst thing ever. Please. Oh, he lifts off. Why are we lifting off the Vikings? Oh, man. These Vikings are getting aggroed into at a time. The unit control, truly spectacular here. The Vikings are going to land on top of the Zealots and Archons. The Zealots have all been clicked on a single Viking rather than attack moved. So they're all moving around because they can't reach the Viking. Oh, my God. Oh my god, this has happened multiple times where if Jizzard just attack moved on the ground, Jizzard would be absolutely destroying so many of these engagements. But it's the fact that Jizzard is not just... It's not that he's not microing, it's that Jizzard is doing the micro where he keeps clicking on individual things rather than letting the AI figure it out, so the units keep derping around and headbutting. Meanwhile, Bendover, rather than just attack moving to the other side of the map, keeps like lifting and landing and lifting and landing. So we're ending up in this very bizarre scenario. By the way, there's... Wait, where's the carriers? Did the carriers die? What the hell? I think some of the carriers actually went down in this game. They must have died to those Vikings. At least, okay, 1 carrier went down. All the depot's going to go down. That's a big supply block. The Vikings going to land on top, once again, on top of Cannon Battery Zealot, though. Oh, God, these fights are so disgustingly bad. Oh, man. The Zealots, once again, they got clicked on a single Viking. They were all derping. None of the Zealots were fighting. I was wondering why the Vikings weren't dying. Jizzard! If Jizzard just let the units do their own thing or attack move them, they would be so much more efficient. But every single fight, Jizzard clicks on a Viking on the back and the Zealots just derp out trying to get to it. Oh my god. The Vikings are still dying to these cannons though, and there's more gateways. There's more Zealots where that came from. If you lose too many of these Vikings, it's going to be hard to win the base trade. There's a pylon down here, and there is a probe on the other side of the map initiating the base trade. Bendover has lifted some command centers to the corners of the map, so that is good preparation, but he needs to get rid of this production, and he needs to get rid of it soon. It's only 26 Vikings. They cannot beat that army. So if they get rid of the Stalkers and the Carriers, there's no anti-air, so they could just then fly around and pick off buildings. That is a possibility. Both armies constantly stalling out. They are in such big trouble right now, but it is a Viking versus Immortal Zealot carrier base trade. And if Jizzard doesn't find that command center in the bottom right, he's going to be in trubs. There's a command center over here as well in the fog. Hasn't really built bases anywhere else. I think there's a probe somewhere down here, but yeah, there is one probe in the army. The Stalkers are being sent off, but the main army's just idling. Could come back, keep this base alive, and just be way ahead. But Jizzard is just idling right now with the army, sending off individual Stalkers, but the main army's doing nothing. Could recall to save this base. Absolutely need to save this base. As long as Bendover takes this base out, gets rid of the mining, there is a chance to win this game. Keep in mind, there is not enough money for another Nexus right now. There will be 400 minerals. There's enough for a Nexus in the bank. All those gateways going down ever so slowly. These are not mechanical, by the way, Protoss buildings. And oh, the recall's underway. He's going to recall. He's going to recall. Okay. Uh-oh. Zealot Immortal Carrier. The Vikings need to get the hell out of there, man. Oh my god. He's clicked on a single Viking again. All of the units were moving past. Kill the carrier. Kill the carrier, dude. Okay. He kills the carrier. There's only 9 Stalkers on the map. So they're actually not killing the Vikings very quickly. If these Vikings can go land away from the Zealot Immortal, they might be able to do this. But there's another carrier and they don't kill it. You've got to kill the carrier. Bendover. Okay, the Immortals on the high ground, the Zealots there. And finally, Bendover loses all the units. The win condition has disappeared. And the end of a glorious high-level game. Jizzard of Oz with some really good utility of certain macro and upgrades. But by golly, I have never seen so many terrible orders in engagements. It was like, I'm like, you have a sick army. And then it was always click on a unit. What? Really? The guy who masses Vikings unironically says, go F yourself. What a D-bag. Well, what a great way to start ICYFAR. Let's go straight from Silver League into the next match. All right. Here we go, guys. And it is time for game 2 of the Pull My Finger Artosis challenge, where players were only allowed to take 1 gas at each base. Now, of course, we don't know which player is playing the challenge. Usually, these are just ladder games that people submit. But down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the red, it is Eeyaw. Eeyaw. If you guys have never actually heard a donkey noise in real life, as someone who'd never really kind of heard donkeys, many years ago, I went to an island in Greece, and they're like, we don't have any cows on this island. It's so authentic. Come and give us your money, tourists. And they just had donkey carts everywhere that you could get around. It was great. But the greatest thing was me realizing that the sound donkeys make is actually one of the most glorious, ridiculous sounds in the world. Yeah. I'm not quite, it's been a long time since I practiced my donkey noise. That's a vague approximation. That was not quite right. I need to practice it again. I'll polish it up before the next time. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, essentially it sounds terrible. It sounds ridiculous. It is the strangest noise you've ever heard. And I'm hoping we get to see the strangest game we've ever seen. I'm not sure what league this one is. Looks like the players are coming in at reasonably try-hard APM. 180 for blue, only 100 for red. Up here in the top left, in the blue, it is, of course, Exode's Flint. Flint. Okay, that's an interesting name. It's going to be a nice quick expand for both players here. They do try to build on upwards. Now, for those, of course, who want to get their replays in for next week, if you're just tuning into this part of the video, make sure you get your replays in. The challenge is plot twist, sell your opponent one story, and then bam! M. Night Shyamalan, that bitch. That's right. Change the tech, you know, get them, you know, go one way, hard switch into something completely different. You can get a multiple tech switches, you know, Ravagers into Muters, into Investors, into Banelings. I don't know. You do whatever the hell you guys want. Make your bio, swap into Mech, swap into Sky Terran. All sorts of different things you can do. And I think there's going to be some very creative players who have been unleashed with that challenge. So looking forward to it. Can't wait to cast that game. It's going to be good fun, fam. Couple Zerglings coming out. For those who didn't know, every Zergling is a twin. I like to imagine they're kind of like those creepy identical twins. Where, you know, like anytime something happens to one, the other one has an Obi-Wan Kenobi moment. It's like, oh, I feel a great disturbance in the Force. And you're like, no, you don't, you fucking weirdo. Like, you're not coral. Like, you guys know how there's like there's like that thing where like you can take coral out of the ocean, but it still knows like what time to germinate at the same exact time as every other piece of coral, even on the other side of the ocean or whatever it is. You guys read about that shit? Like it's not like, you know, there's like twins that act like that. They're like, oh yeah, I know when he's sad. I know when my brother's sad or something. You're like, no, you fucking don't. Stop lying. You're not a warlock, mate. You can't see into the future. Don't break my knowledge of reality, okay? So, 2 sets of twins there. Did a bit of pressure. I mean, they delayed the third slightly. Gets a quicker third up for Eeyore. Baneling Nest going down there is a pretty late Baneling Nest for Eeyore. Playing on the wild side. Lots of drones coming out for Flint. He's going to drop a creep tumor there as well. These Zerglings here just chilling. They're like, hello, Mr. Overlord. Overlord says, hello. I've told my friends where you are. The police will be arriving shortly. Unfortunately for Flint, his police are a bit stupid. They're off to the right-hand side for some reason. There we go. They do come back. Ah, Dennis died. His brother Paul here is like, fuck, that hurt, man. I'm like, come on. It's not like you died. He's like, it is. We share 1 sense. I'm like, you're not part of a neural net, you psychopaths. Oh, that queen's getting low, but she doesn't die. And wait. Did blue just lose no units? Was that 8 Zerglings to damage a queen and a Zergling? Holy shit, Flint just took a sick engagement. Eeyore starts the engagement in terrible situation. That didn't do shit. Is now rallying more and more Ling Bane across the map, though. Another gas goes down on the natural, as well as a lair. The Lings are coming in. These queens here, they're going to try and get back to the mineral line. Flint, under non-stop assault, has literally built no extra defense. Could you be any greedier? And doesn't even transfuse. Oh, no. Okay, now some Zerglings here. Wait. Didn't both players build Baneling Nests, but they've just forgotten to use them? They're like, yeah, I feel like there's something that usually counters Zerglings from my opponent, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Ultralisks. That's it. I should have built Ultras. Damn it, I forgot to build Ultras at 4 minutes into the game. Why do I always forget? What's this button do? Oh, shit. Banelings, right? Oh, my third's already dead. Probably should have remembered that a few minutes ago. Meanwhile, Eeyore was like, haha, don't worry, I made a Baneling Nest too, and I didn't use it either. Gentleman's agreement to not use our tech. It's an ornamental Baneling Nest, you know? It's like when people have a record player in their house, they have the old needle record player, and you're like, oh, you don't actually use this. You just have it there to look like a fucking hipster, don't you? Like not everybody, I'm sure there's one audiophile is like, oh no, I actually use it. It sounds better. It has a more rich texture to the sound. I can feel it caress my eardrums in a more sensual manner. Let's be real. Most people are like, I like to look cool by having old things. I also have a collection of fucking, I'm having a mental fart. What do you call it? What's the typey machine called? Literally the word popping into my head is printing press. It's not a printing press, a typey machine. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I might actually have a condition. I should go get a CAT scan or something. Is a CAT scan MRI? What's the one on your brain? I need to get a brain scan of some sort. It's printing, it's a printing typer. Typey tool. Pre-Microsoft Word. Oh, Jesus. I am actually, okay, I think I might have an issue. Anyways, it's people that have like 6 of those sitting around their house. They're like, oh, I like it. It looks cool. You know, every fucking hipster cafe, it's got like 7 of them. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. Seriously, guys? Anyways, back to the action in this game. We should probably commentate it. Both sides have figured out where the Baneling tech is, and as a result, the Ling Bane has been held back. And at this point, I think Eeyore is like, dude, I'm really starving for gas. Only playing 1 gas on each base is really hard. I want to make mutas, but I could only afford like 4 of them right now. So trying to get a quick 4th up to try and get that gas income. I feel like trying to make mutas when you're gas limited, maybe not the smartest idea. Oh my God. Oh, you will be rewarded with so many virgins. Oh, they are all getting a tropical island with like unlimited virgins. Those Banelings just had a great time. Holy shit, dude. They will be... Oh man, they just went, oh, and again. Oh my God. Oh, and these guys Oh no. Oh no! Oh. It's so funny, right? It's that thing where I feel like most Zerglings, they sign up to become a Zergling because they see Sterile, micro 1 Zergling Scout with perfect control in circles around the base for like 12 minutes straight, and it never dies. They're like, yeah, I want to be that unit. That's like an elite fighter, badass, like aggressive forward scout. I'm gonna be like, you know, making mad plays, scouting the enemy. I'm gonna have a huge impact. So then they sign up and they just get thrown into a Diamond League or like a Platinum League player's army. And they're like, yeah, this should be great, right? I'll be an elite scouting harassment unit. I'm going to be microed perfectly. And then they just get thrown into a blob of 30 dudes and told to charge up a ramp into the fog of war. And there's always a Baneling on top of the ramp, isn't there? But they do it anyway because they believe. They got showed a kind of recruitment tape of Cyril's Zerglings, and they were like, yeah, I want to, that sounds like an awesome thing. I will do that. Typewriter, by the way, guys. Twitch chat has called me out. They've said it's called a typewriter, you absolute nong. Well, it takes a nong to know a nong, you big old bong. That's me comeback for the week. Yeah, I'm even more disappointed than you guys are in me. Don't worry, guys. Sometimes people try to shame me. They don't realize my own internal voice is filled with twice as much hatred of the self as you guys could possibly bring. Eeyore goes in with the mutas, but the Hydras pop out, tries to engage a Spore with like 10 mutas, almost never a good idea, does lose 3 of them, does pick off a Queen, do a bit of damage, gets a bit of map control, but are we massing Mutaling? Are we massing Mutaling with only 1 gas a base? Eeyore, this is the silliest shit I've ever seen. You can't do that, mate. What? You can't do that. You can't do that. What are you... You don't have enough gas. Eeyore is a literal Wait a second. Cheater detected. He's taking a rich gas geyser. That's like 2 gases in 1. That's how he's keeping the minerals low and the gas up. Oh, Eeyore, big brain. Oh, catches the queens with a big Mutaling surround and pulls back. Maybe these are Cyril Zerglings. Maybe they aren't all going to headbutt straight into the Banelings. Oh my god, what's the Banes? Okay, he actually killed one of his own Banes there and panicked, did Flint. And, oh, those 2 Banes, man. They could spell. And he kills another one of his own units. Flint is so nervous. We gotta go to Flint's camera. Flint just killed one of his own Banelings and killed one of his own Hydras. Let's watch this shit. Flint is so nervous. Look, 300 APM average, over 400. We're like over 400 APM for a moment there. This is the most nervous, panicked, adrenaline-rushing Zerg I have ever seen. This is amazing. Like, Flint's not playing bad by any means, but you could tell he is shitting the bed a little bit in terms of excitement. He's got his heart pounding out of his chest. And, oh, fucking, Muta's coming, Link's coming. Burr the Lucas. Bounce the mate. Infestation bit, another macro. Get a macro. High on minerals, take it forth. Like, you can tell the internal monologue of Flint sounds like a dude on the subway station just going, you know, he's talking so fast, he's speaking in tongues, you can't even understand what he's saying. He is nervous right now, killing his own units multiple times, panicking and spamming that APM like absolute mad. Nice cancel on the hatch bear by the mutas. Oh, 4 mutas go down though. Nice job by those Hydras, man. Those Hydras have got +2. They butcher the mutas. The mutas have no upgrades. Okay, at a certain point, just massing mutas and Zerglings may not be the best. Oh, Speedbanes though. Speedbanes. It's all about those Speedbanes. Watch that one Baneling of Flint. It's trapped in behind the Hydras. These Banelings are coming in the Hydras. Oh my god, the Hydras try to run, but the Lings, the Mutas, the Banes rolling on top. And Eeyore says, who needs more than 1 gasser base? How does that smell, Artosis? Pull my finger. Artosis says, this is getting weird and creepy. Why do you sound aroused while you're asking me to pull your finger? Eeyore says, because I made mass Muta with only 1 gasser base, like a Brood War player. Flint's like, this is shit, dude. He's trying to build 17 Hydras, but has taken so many losses. The Hydras going down. The Queens run away. The Queens are meant to tank so the Hydras can do damage, bro, not the other way around. But, oh, actually, those +2 Hydras soon to have +1 carapace as well. They actually pick off a lot of mutas so far. 24 mutas have died, 32 Hydras. Oh, if he can cancel this base, that's big though. And he does, he kills it. Not even a cancel. And he's taking that base. Look at the expansion rate of Eeyore taking the entire map. Coming in again. That Lurker does a few giant shots on the Hydras. The Hydras trying to spread out a little bit there. And they're actually doing not terribly, but more Lings coming in. And the other Hydras rallying through the mutas. Trying to pull back to the Spore Crawlers is Flint. Imagine if Flint's Lurkers Oh my god, imagine if Flint's lurkers were in that earlier fight. I can't believe Flint had 4 lurkers on the third and none down the front. Imagine if they protected that initial ball of Hydras. They would have killed all the Ling Bane. Oh no, Flint leaving all the lurkers in one clump. And that's really what's allowed Eeyore to thrive here. Of course, Eeyore is actually transferring mineral workers to the bases, and that's the big thing that's allowing Eeyore to be so far ahead in this game, right? It's that mineral income is going to be just getting bigger and bigger, and if Flint can't secure a 4th and keep that alive, Flint's going to be in trouble. It's just Mutas and Zerglings, guys. He's not even making Banelings this Eeyore, and he's just going for it. You gotta move the lurkers and the spores down to this 4th, Flint. You can protect it. You just need to bring lurkers, mate. With 2-1 upgrades versus 0-0, the Mutas get the shit kicked out of them by the Hydras, but Flint just keeps running away. Oh, Flint got a Viper. For those who don't know, the Viper is literally, if you think like Eeyore is a brave, strong Zerg and these Mutas are proud and tall, like they're like Leonardo DiCaprio Mutas at this point. They're confident, they're great at their job. But if you get a parasitic bomb in the middle of them, they will become Nicolas Cage Mutalisks. And they will, oh god, already looking a bit like Nicolas Cage, to be honest there. And look, here we go. Is looking for the bees. Oh no, not the bees. Not the bees. That Viper looks hungry. But it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back. Eeyore's like, oh, I don't want to be Nicolas Cage. I want to be Leo. I want to do Titanic. I want to do Titanic on the front of the boat, hanging out with Rose. I want to paint her while she's naked. Little does he know he's going to have to do face-off with John Travolta if this game goes much longer. Muta Ling is not a long-term composition. Flint has lurkers, has a Viper, has another Viper. That army is going to kick the shit out of Eeyore's army if this game goes too long. The only problem Flint's having is Flint doesn't seem to know how to move the lurkers to the new base. So he's always fighting with just Hydras. If Flint just spread a bit of creep and move spores over, it'd be insane. But look at this. Flint's going to get drawn away. Wait, why is that Viper flying across the map? Why is that? Viper, go! Get out of there! Go home! You're drunk! Ooh, wait. Why are the Mutas splitting up? Okay, this is getting real weird right now. This game's getting real weird. The Hydra's going to come up there to the high ground. They're going to smash the Lings. The Mutas can't fight it, so the Mutas are going to counterattack. And they find the lurkers. Oh, they get 2 of them. The Overseers come. All 3 lurkers go down there. Oh, the bees! The bees! Oh, but they snipe the Vipers instantly. They take the bees to the face like a champ. Oh my god, he's going full Blood Diamond. He says, no, no, I'm not from South Africa. I'm from, fuck, I can't even remember what he says. He's doing his brilliant Oscar award-winning South African accent. He takes it to the face and just fucking punches the Vipers down, splits off the parasitic bomb Muta, and wins the game. Oh my god. Eeyore, let's watch that last fight just one more time really quickly. Well done, mate. Did you see that? Look at the way he just jumps on the Vipers. The Vipers thought he was going to run away. They run way too close with no support. And look at this split. Actually does a pretty decent split. So just 6 of the Mutas take the power. And then he splits again. That was some big D Leonardo DiCaprio Mutalisk action. That was definitely not a Nicolas Cage. Flint, unfortunately, not even a moving move commanded into the Banelings as well. Yeah, that was a real John Travolta Hydra move for sure. GG, well played. And that is the end of game 2. Let's go straight into game 3. All right. And it's time for game number 3. And let's just say, I think these players are going to be a little bit higher level. I don't think either of them's from Rhodesia. I still am angry that Leo did not get an Oscar for that. I think it was the greatest accent of all time. I'm from Rhodesia. It was a good movie. I did legitimately enjoy it. There was just something bizarre about hearing Leo talk like that did do my head in. But nonetheless, let's introduce these players as we are going into the final map of Pull My Finger Artosis. Up here in the top left-hand side, representing Taste the Bacon, it is the Gentleman. For those who don't know, people have been correcting me. They've said, Pig, it's not the Gentleman. It's like pronounced like degenerate. So it should be more like the Gentleman. So it's a bit more of a soft DJ. rather than just a hard gentleman. It's a gentleman. So thank you very much, guys, for correcting me in the YouTube comments. Just let you know, I read the comments. I know I've cast a few of the gentleman's games at this point. I read you guys in Twitch chat. I read your feedback. So I am up to date and making sure I actually read the names correctly just to make sure none of you are triggered. Down there in the bottom right-hand side, the opponent, this is Bao Bao. Bit of probe harass early, straight into a nice quick Nexus after gate. Bao Bao is going to have a bit of a scouty scout. Now, I imagine the gentleman is a regular in my chat is probably the one who's going to play the one gas style. I'll tell you what, in this matchup, one gas per base, playing the pull my finger Artosis Brood War gas style, I don't think it's that hard, mate. I don't think it's that hard. Because you can make like 4,000 zealots, and let's be real, zealots are the best unit in the game. Nah, to be fair, those who don't know, there was a period where zealots had +8 damage on their charge, and it meant like as soon as they connected, they did not just their normal attacks, but they did +8 damage, and it actually made a huge difference because charge cools down very quickly. During a fight, you get a few of them. It's pretty fantastic, So that's been removed, but they also gave the zealots much better passive movement speed. So I feel like the real strength of zealots these days is just running around doing backstabs, and when they react, running away, because you can get away from stim bio pretty well with zealots if you react quick enough. So you can do sick multi-prong action. Now, seeing no gas, does that kind of trigger Bao Bao's curiosity? It might. Reaper gets a probe that adept. A little slow to respond there. The gentleman's like, nah, man, I'm not gonna shade. And then he does shade, but a little slow. Oh, I don't want to lose another probe. Oh, look at this hardcore Reaper. Pigstarcraft probe gets out of there to live another day. The gentleman does get another gas up on the natural. It's going to probe up that base as well. We've got a pylon up in the top right of the map. And just having a good time. Factory in the reactor. Is this going to swap? We're going to see Hellions. No? Okay, it's going to be Widow Mines. All right, going to see Classic. Oh, the Reaper got back in. He got another probe. Throws a grenade at his... I love how everyone, when their Reaper's about to die, they just throw a grenade at the ground. I feel like every Terran player, myself included, we have this like fantasy of he's like, you never take me alive. And he like pulls the pin because he doesn't want to get captured, you know, kind of thing. He's, I'll take you with me. And it's like, excuse me, Adept. That only does 5 damage. It's not even going to be the thing that finishes you off. And it definitely won't take the enemy with you. Like, I feel like Reaper grenades at one point were kind of actually a serious thing. It was a bit like actually having a frag grenade on you. These days, it's like having those little firecrackers that kids throw on the ground when it's a celebrating day, whichever country you're in, you know? Just like, oh yeah. Boom! It kind of like people go, whoa, what's that? And they freak out for a second, and then they realize it's literal. It's like the sparkler you'd put on a little kid's birthday cake, you know? It's like, oh, take one for the team. Hallucination makes the Widow Mine fire. I mean, there's no way to take advantage of it, but fair enough. Look at this early charge. Yeah, this is how you do it. The gentleman's doing a sick build. And I wonder if is he going to take a hidden base up there? Looks like he's just going for a nice quick third for now, but early charge is a good style. Now, the problem is there's like not much that shoots up, right? What is that? 2 Stalkers in the main, 1 Sentry in the natural. So that Widow Mine drop, it's going to probably come around the back of the third, and I think it might get some big damage behind this. Look at that. Quick third command center. Extra barracks going down. It's a good macro play here from the Terran player. Going up to the 3 barracks straight away. Getting an engineering bay for some upgrades. This is real nice. That Widow Mine drop's just chilling. Bao Bao's like, I'd like to give you warning before I assault you. Little does he know that pylon's just out of range. Bao Bao is going to come in. He says, are you going to do a boo-boo? I'm going to do a boo-boo, a booey-booey. A Bao Bao? Boo-boo? A boo-boo! Oh, get them borrow in time. Oh, 12 worker kills. Oh, juicy. Very nice. Saves 2 of the Widow Mines as well. Decides to fly them right towards the Stalkers, unfortunately. Literally directly over the Stalkers. Maybe not your best decision, mate. I feel like any direction but that was fine. There was only 1 sentry shooting. Man, I'm so mean today. Have you guys noticed all cast, all I've been doing is shitting on everybody? It's kind of fun though. I like it. It's kind of fun. I hope anyone who's been cast today takes it in stride. Don't worry. I play like shit as well. We all do. No one's perfect. It's all in good fun. Double Forge going up to 6 gateways. Ooh, the Gentleman's looking good, man. Observer sees a big bio move out, but it's to take a third base. Wait. Is that what the hell? Already taking gas on the third base before even landing it? That's wild. Especially with a Widowmine style that uses almost no gas. You're only building bio medevac. There's like very little gas expenditure. Forward gateway as well. Getting ready for a Zealot attack is the Gentleman. Hasn't started 1-1 on the Forges though. The Gentleman a little slow on that. Hasn't saturated the third either. This Terran is hitting the macro super hard. And the Gentleman's falling behind. That being said, Bao does not have a wall. Starting one now. Getting a turret, getting a bunker. But, only 4 barracks. Does have double eBay. The classic engineering bays on opposite sides, so you're guaranteed to forget one upgrade. Oh, you're kidding me. Wait. Look at this. The Zealots on the top. The Zealots in the main as well. Oh, the Gentleman with a big surprise charge lot build. Bao. Oh, we didn't mineral walk the SCVs. About 5 of them got stuck there. More Zealots running in. They're going to hit the third. So all the bio pulls back. And he comes in the third at the same time. Genius move. The Gentleman being an ultimate degenerate douchebag and slayer of the Terran worker lines. Look at that. Gets the Widow Mines. Gets an evac there. Oh, the Widow Mines did burrow and take out that Warp Prism though. So that does hurt the Gentleman. And the Gentleman though kind of equals out the workers. Unfortunately, doesn't save any of the Zealots. And he's continuing to just A-move them. So the Gentleman, I mean, he's got a good setup. He's got one on the way. He's got so much gas that he can't actually use right now, funnily enough. But he never quite got the 4th base up or the crazy Zealot count. But, oh, another big wave of damage. Okay, the bio cleans it up, though. I mean, the risk here is what happens when Terran pushes across the map. Do you just die? Like, the Gentleman's doing this. I'm just going to throw units at your mineral line so you can never come across. But if there's no, like, storm or something behind it, that Terran army's getting big. Oh, but he keeps being out of position. I think the Terran is a bit of an F2 boy. The Zealots are coming in. They're finding the rally. These Zealots, though, running right past the army. What is the Terran player doing? He's a little slow to respond here. He's got to get back there. He does have a bunker in the natural, though. He's not really taking any critical losses as long as he doesn't lose his 3rd command center. But as I say that, another Prism is going to fly into the main. There's 2 Widow Mines waiting for it, though. Oh, the Zealots on hold position. The SCVs aren't being pulled away. All the bio is just chilling. What is the Terran player doing? He's not killing any more workers. He's not doing anything on the other side of the map. Why is he not cleaning this up? Oh my god, the Gentleman is just tearing him a new one. The Prism sees the Widow Mines, pulls back. Wise move by the Gentleman. These 2 Zealots, literally, both of them are Anakin killing the younglings. That is messed up. Zealots in a mineral line. Somebody go deal with that shit. Yoda, go chop his head off or something. Why are you such a pansy, man? Protect your babies, Terran player. Protect your babies. Wow, is that not an aggro range? No! How is this Zealot still alive? Chadicus Maximus, the SCV Slaughterer. 5 kills to his name, but by golly, has he touched up a lot of SCVs. Finally, a Marauder comes over, but not before he gets his 7th. Ah, almost an 8th kill as well. More Zealots walking in. The Gentleman is doing so much damage. But as I said, he doesn't have any army at home, right? He's got literally a few Stalkers and a Sentry. So the moment this bio army comes across, he probably will die. The only problem is the Terran just seems unable to get this defense up and handle it. I mean, he's got Vikings guarding the Prism. Does take that down finally. He's still not finished his wall. That's still open. There is still a path in there. This wall off is not complete. He's cleaning up. He's defending. I mean, the units lost tab is in the favor of the Terran, but his economy is looking so bad. 38 SCVs versus 71 probes. He's going to have to go push, and he's got to do it now. Currently, it's 1-1 versus 1-1, but if he gives it another minute, it's going to be 2-2 upgrades for the Protoss. And you know what? This Zealot run-bys aren't going to stop, are they? He's going to move in. We'll catch these 4 Zealots in the Prisms. That's a nice move there for Bao, who goes, Bao, pow. Welcome to Pow Town. Bao. I didn't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's basically just nonsense words. This time, he's actually got defense ready. SCVs repairing. It's a lot of Zealots, though. And the Marauders don't do that much damage to them. And the Marine count needs to be higher to actually kill these Zealots. Marines, Widow Mines are the things that really deal with Zealots. He's pushing in forward a the funniest force field ever. I think the Gentleman's realizing he needs to do a base trade. Bao, you need to raise the wall. Bao, get up in the main. Don't let the Zealots in. He's got to hold his main base. He's still got a big army that's hard to deal with. Zealots actually kill a few of these units. They're out of juice. The medevacs are out of energy. And because of that, they're actually going to stim themselves to death, I think. There's no DT Shrine or anything like that. These Zealots, though, getting in. Okay, the SCVs and Marauders look like they will finally do that. Neil's trying desperately to drop on the third. The Zealots, can they clear through this army? It's all solo on hit points. You know what? Stalkers come from the main. Zealots come from the back. He drops his scan there, but he's outnumbered. The medevacs are gone. The bio's gone. It was overstimmed. It was weak. And the Zealots managed to finally hold it. Remember that 2-2 has kicked in, and the Gentleman has finally weathered that attack, and of course has completely butchered the economy at home. Bao at just 17 workers, never able to clear out the proxy and to properly get in control of the situation. Never spotted the proxy as well. He moved his army up here, but never actually saw where it was coming from. And Bao in trouble at this point. It's just the rate of regrowth. Army supply is similar now, but starting a +2 upgrade, trying to rebuild the SCVs, it is a long, and very unlikely road to recovery for Bao. These Zealots are getting kited. They still force a lot of stims out, take out a Marauder. A lot more Zealots behind where that came from. And I think the Gentleman is going to go for a big killing blow. He's got 3-3 on the way. He's got another Warp Prism on the way. Has a few Observers around. That Observer does get sniped there, but the Zealot Stalker coming forward. 2-2 versus 1-1, remember. And there's no Widow Mines. There's no Marines in here. The Marauders just cannot kill the Zealots. If you go Marauder heavy, Mines destroy them. If you go Marine heavy, they just do the job on their own if they got some Marauders tanking up front. But it's just funny watching this overwhelming double upgrade advantage counter Zealots say, only need one gas at base, just get to make more Zealots. Just like Brood War. He's a gateway man. He's going to mass Zealots with legs. He's going to mass some Dragoons, except these ones probably a little more flexible than Dragoons. A little bit better pathing as well. And look at these Marauders just fail to kill just about anything. That's the worst way to play Protoss I've ever seen. Oh, he's got a laughing face to Gentleman. He's like, yes, I did just rally Zealots in non-stop. Maybe a bit better than Charlotte Void Ray. GG gives him like a begrudging compliment. He's like, that's the worst way to play Protoss that I've ever seen. Maybe a bit better than Charlotte Void. Beautiful. Beautiful. Splendid. And what a way to finish ICYFAR. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed these games. Don't forget to get your replays in for next week's challenge. It is Plot Twist. Tech switch multiple times to get the better of your opponent. Send submissions through to eonblue95@gmail.com. As always, if you want the up-to-date challenge, go to my Twitch, twitch.tv/x5_pig, and type !ICYFAR into my chat channel. Even when I'm not live, if I'm hosting another channel or anything else, you type it in my chat, my bot will respond and it'll give you the up-to-date challenge and information. Get it on there. And of course, guys, if you enjoy the show, please do consider supporting the Patreon. It makes a massive difference. And a big thanks to everyone who's already on there. The description's down below. It's got the info on the Patreon. A big thanks to Maxan, Colonel SC, and Vivek, our Leviathan and D-Town Express conductors. We'll see you in the next episode of ICYFAR. Goodbye and good night.